Today, we're taking a time machine back to the 1980s, a decade famous for its bold styles, vibrant music, and iconic beauty trends. We're going to explore what it was like to shop for beauty products during this colorful time. So grab your leg warmers, pop in a cassette tape, and let's dive into the world of 1980s beauty. The 1980s were a dynamic and distinctive decade marked by rapid technological advancements, economic change, and vibrant cultural expressions. The era witnessed the rise of the personal computer, the explosion of the video game industry, and the spread of global television phenomena. Musically, it was the age of pop icons like Michael Jackson and Madonna, and the punk and new wave scenes. Politically, it was dominated by the Cold War's final chapters and significant economic shifts led by figures like Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. Fashion was characterized by neon colors, spandex, and big hair, reflecting the decade's ethos of excess and individuality. In essence, the 1980s were a time of both optimism and tension, leaving a lasting impact on technology, culture, and global politics. In the 1980s, the mall wasn't just a shopping destination, it was the social hub. Vibrant neon lights and stylish storefronts drew crowds of eager shoppers. Department stores stood at the forefront of this retail revolution, housing extensive beauty counters where brands like Estee Lauder, Clinque, and Revlon showcased their latest innovations. These places were more than just points of sale. They were glamorous venues where new trends were born and personal styles were crafted. Beauty counters were more than just retail spaces. They were interactive stages. Makeup experts dressed in the height of 80s fashion served as both consultants and performers. They offered free samples, conducted live demonstrations, and provided personalized consultations that introduced customers to a world of possibilities. These encounters were educational and transformative. For many, a trip to the beauty counter was their first real makeup lesson, learning how to apply blush, eyeshadow, and lipstick to create the popular looks of the day. This hands-on approach didn't just push products, it fostered a community, creating a shared experience around beauty. During the 1980s, skincare began to emerge as a vital component of daily beauty routines, reflecting the decade's broader trends towards health and wellness. And here are some popular skincare products from the era. And the first one is Clinque Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. This iconic yellow lotion was a staple of many skincare routines, famed for its consistency and effectiveness in providing all-day hydration. And then there's Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This one was introduced in 1982, and this breakthrough serum was one of the first to use hyaluronic acid and DNA repair technology, making it a revolutionary product for nighttime skincare routines. And I've tried this product on and off in the past, but maybe I just didn't use it long enough, so I didn't necessarily notice anything. Let me know in the comments below if you use this product, if it's one of your go-tos. I know it's like a bestseller even today. I mean, it's a little bit pricey, but every time I read about it, I always want to try it again. So I'm just kind of curious on your thoughts on this one. And then there's Elizabeth Arden Visible Difference Cream, known for improving skin's appearance by hydrating and smoothing. And this cream was a go-to for combating dryness and maintaining a skin's youthful glow. And I like this one. It smells really good. You can buy it at Costco, at least in Canada, in like 2 packs. Quite affordable, and it's a nice moisturizer. And then there's Lancôme Multivital Benefit SPF 30 cream, and this comprehensive moisturizer not only hydrated but also provided sun protection. I've tried this one, it's decent. And then there's Olay Beauty Fluid, which has been a classic since the 50s, and this had the light pink color to it, that beautiful vintage floral fragrance. It's very traditional. In the 80s, it definitely had the glass bottle, and this was a go-to staple all the way back to the 1950s. And then we have the Mary Kay Time Wise Age Fighting Moisturizer, and Mary Kay was definitely very popular in the 80s. I like their classic pink cream because it's just very hydrating. And then of course there's Avon Anew, and this cream was revolutionary at its launch in the late 1980s. This was one of the first mass market anti-aging products and featured retinol as a key ingredient to help reduce appearance wrinkles. Every once in a while I always want to go back to Avon. Let me know if you regularly use the Avon Anew cream. I am curious about it. And And now let's dive into makeup. The 1980s was a decade that embraced bold and colorful makeup looks. And here's a list of some of the most popular makeup products in the 1980s. So we have Max Factor Pan-Stik foundation, and this was favored for its high coverage, creamy texture, definitely had a matte finish, and you could layer it. And then there's the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara, and this one was even popular in the 70s as well, and it's known for its distinctive pink and green packaging, and this one you can still buy today. And I've used this one on and off. It's a decent mascara. I always go to Maybelline when I'm searching for a mascara, not necessarily this one, but a Maybelline mascara. And then we have the CoverGirl Clean Makeup Foundation, and this foundation was appreciated for its lightweight formula, and it provided a natural look, balancing the heavy trends of the decade. And then we have Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and this one was launched in the later part of the 80s, and this foundation gained popularity for its long-lasting wear, suitable for the full makeup look, and it's very popular even today. I actually haven't tried that foundation. I've always wanted to. Let me know in the comments below if it's your go-to. I know a lot of people use it. And then there's the L'Oreal Paris Color Riche lipstick, and these lipsticks were super popular in the 80s for the rich color and bright shades. They had lots of options. And then there's Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish Sponge on Cream makeup, and this was kind of that pancake makeup. It came in the compact with the sponge, and I've tried this one before. It has decent coverage, and I do like that it has a little applicator with the mirror. And the 1980s was a decade renowned for its bold styles and strong scent, with perfumes becoming a key accessory to complement the flamboyant fashion trends of the time. And here's a list of popular perfumes from the 80s. And the first one is Giorgio Beverly Hills, and this one was launched in 1981, and this perfume became famous for its intense, heady scent, and was often associated with the glamorous lifestyle of Beverly Hills and the 1980s. And then next is Poison by Christian Dior. This one was introduced in 1985, and Poison became iconic for its unique spicy aroma, and it definitely embodied the boldness of the 80s. And then there's Obsession by Calvin Klein. This one was launched in 85, and it had a powerful and provocative campaign that matched the scent's intense and spicy notes. So it was a very quintessential 80s fragrance. And then we have Opium by YSL, and this one was launched in 1977, but its exotic and deeply spicy aroma continued to captivate through the 1980s, embodying the decade's penchant for bold fragrances. So the 80s were very bold and spicy. And then we have Chanel No. 5. This was a timeless classic, but it was very popular in the 80s, and I could see how it would be because it had more of that darker floral fragrance to it. And then there's a fragrance Anais Anais, and this one was launched in the late 70s, and it became a favorite among younger women in the 80s. It has a fresh, light, and flowery scent, offering a softer alternative to many of the bold fragrances of the time. I've seen vintage ones of these, but I've never really stumbled upon a new version, so I don't even know if you can still buy it. And then there's Paris by YSL. This one was launched in 83, and it has a romantic and ultra feminine smell to it, and it has a full-bodied floral scent. It's very sophisticated, reflecting the 80s femininity. And the 1980s were a vibrant decade full of distinctive trends that influenced fashion, music, television, and more. And here are some key pop culture trends from the 80s. So there's MTV and music videos. MTV was launched in 1981, and it revolutionized the music industry by emphasizing the visual presentation of music. Iconic videos like Michael Jackson's Thriller and Madonna's Like a Prayer became a cultural phenomenon, defining the MTV generation. Before this, people weren't really watching music videos before the 80s. And then when it comes to fashion, the fashion in the 80s were characterized by bold colors, shoulder pads, acid wash jeans, leg warmers, neon clothing. Brands like Guess jeans and members only jackets became household names. Accessories like Swatch watches, jelly shoes, and Ray-Ban sunglasses were must-haves. There was the aerobics and fitness craze. Spurred by Jane Fonda's workout videos, the 1980s saw a boom in fitness fitness awareness, leading to the popularity of aerobics, jazzercise, and gym memberships. Leggings and leotards, often worn with headbands and leg warmers, became fashionable even outside of the gym. And then of course video games were super popular in the 80s with the release of Nintendo, the whole entertainment system in the mid-80s, and iconic games like Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda became landmarks in the 80s, and I definitely remember my brothers playing these. And then of course the Brat Pack films, movies like The Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, 16 Candles featured young actors known as the Brat Pack and explored themes of adolescence and coming of age in the 1980s. And these are all John Hughes movies, and I love watching these movies, especially when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s. And then there's a rise of the blockbuster. So the 80s saw the rise of blockbuster films and high budget productions like E.T., Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, and these were just a few of the most popular movies in the 80s. And then there was the glam and hair metal aesthetics. Bands like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi dominated the music scene with their powerful anthems, big hair, and leather outfits. And there was also the hip-hop emergence in the 80s with artists like Run DMC, Public Enemy, and Beastie Boys leading the charge, introducing new styles of music. And then the 80s had this other look, the yuppies and materialism aesthetics. These were urban professionals, and they became the yuppies of the 1980s, symbolizing a culture increasingly focused on wealth and material success, depicted in movies like Wall Street. And then there was the technology boom of the 80s, with advances in technology made personal electronics widely accessible. There was the Sony Walkman, the first portable music player, along with the rise of personal computers from brands like Apple and IBM, and this transformed everyday life. And then of course daytime TV dramas, soap operas like Dynasty and Dallas were very popular, with elaborate plots and luxurious lifestyles that captivated viewers. And when it comes to 1980s icons for beauty and fashion, here are a few that come to mind when you think of the 1980s, because you can't talk about beauty without talking about some of these icons. And so first on the list is Madonna, and she's perhaps the quintessential 80s icon. Her style was characterized by lace tops, skirts over capri pants, fishnet stockings, her crucifix jewelry, and she heavily influenced the fashion choices of young women and girls in the 80s. And then there's Prince, known for his eclectic and flamboyant style. He definitely pushed the boundaries of gender norms with his makeup, high-heeled boots, and extravagant stage outfits. And then the 80s wouldn't be complete without Michael Jackson, the king of pop, with his major style influence, his military-style jackets, sequined gloves, and his aviator sunglasses. And his iconic red leather jacket from Thriller video became a fashion staple. And then there's David Bowie, known for his iconic phase as Ziggy Stardust in the 70s. He continued to influence fashion in the 80s with his unique and androgynous style that included sharp suits and dramatic makeup look. And Joan Collins, even though she is an old Hollywood icon, she was popular in the 80s because of the show Dynasty, which epitomized the 1980s glamour with her power suits, shoulder pads, lavish gowns, big hair, setting trends for that sophisticated upscale fashion look. And then Boy George was popular in the 80s. He was the Culture Club frontman, and he was known for his colorful clothing, braided hair, bold makeup, and contributing to the 80s trends of challenging traditional gender stereotypes. And Cyndi Lauper, one of my favorites from the 80s, known for her eclectic layering of necklaces, colorful hair, and a vibrant makeup. Definitely had that wild 1980s look. And then Molly Ringwald, the star of several John Hughes films, represented the teenage fashion of the 80s with her pastel sweaters, denim jacket, permed hair, influencing high school fashion trends across America. And Brooke Shields, another significant fashion influencer of the 80s, she popularized the natural beauty look with her thick eyebrows and wholesome style, coupled with her famous Calvin Klein jean advertisements. And Whitney Houston, known for her elegant stage presence, Whitney Houston brought a chic and sophisticated style to the music scene with her glamorous dresses and influential hair choices. And thank you for tuning into the 1980s. Let me know if you enjoyed this decade. Was it one of your favorites? Did you live through it? Remember on these products? Let me know if I'm missing anything. I always love to hear people's feedbacks. Let me know which other decades you want me to do. There's so many to choose from. Alright, and don't forget to check out some of my other 1980s videos.